In the SMB space, everything's moved to the cloud. Everything. Customer relationship management is in the cloud. Human capital management is in the cloud. Financials is in the cloud. ERP is in the cloud. And all of that stuff is accessed in the browser.
When you understand the reality, which is different than what you think, that's where the progress starts. I see that your solution helps C-level executives understand the reality of the landscape that they're dealing with. That's a huge value.
What sites people are going to, how long they're spending on those sites. You've got to have that visibility just like you do with the endpoints. So what are we doing? We're preparing the channel for where the world is going.
Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sunny. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I truly appreciate your partnership, your collaboration, and seeing your team at Build It. That was so much fun, and so you guys are doing amazing work in the channel. I want to start with that origin story. So tell us a little bit more about Atacama.
Sure. So Atacama, at its core, is a cybersecurity company. Always has been. When we were actually founded in 2017. As a company, one of the first platforms that we delivered was because the founders happened to be from the world of blockchain. They actually delivered a very elaborate, highly secure file encryption platform. File encryption platform uses split key cryptography, very, very sophisticated. And that platform is used by enterprises that need to secure really, really important data. Like, for example, if you have the recipe for Coke, right? And somebody wants to look at the recipe for Coke, you have to have a certain number of people be able to give you access in order to access those types of files. So that's the type of file encryption capabilities that Atacama offers to the enterprise through the channel, always channel company from day one. Back in 22, we happened to be at RSA, and we were really figuring out, now that we've got file encryption figured out, what's next for the company. And what we saw happening is that we happened to have a booth right beside a company called Talon Cybersecurity. So don't know if you know of those guys or not, or looked into them, but essentially Talon Cybersecurity had been recompiling Chromium into a custom browser and offering it to the enterprise and selling it to the enterprise. If you look at the history, it's pretty phenomenal. They did very, very well, ultimately being acquired by Palo Alto Networks for over $600 million. And that all happened at breakneck speed. So what was interesting is back in 22, when we saw all of this happening, we were deciding, where do we go? Do we go encrypt databases? What's really the next step for our company? And we also saw Island, another company that was being very successful with a browser security platform, also recompiling Chromium, creating a custom browser that you deploy out and increase all kinds of security controls. Don't know if you know this or not, Sunny, but when you deploy the browser, when people fire up their browser, it is completely wide open, right? Being able to clear browser history, developer tools, there's just lots of things, saving passwords to the browser and plain text. Those things are turned on by default, right? So one of the things that we felt in the research that we did here at Atacama is that there was more of a need for a secure browser in the SMB market than the enterprise. And what we found was that the need was greater because the number of businesses in the SMB space that were moving to the cloud and using the cloud and the browser becoming the primary application being used on everybody's computer was much greater in the SMB space. And so that's what we need to focus on, right? So I took Scott Glazer, the chief revenue officer, and told Dan and Dimitri about these things that are, Kaseya Connect, IT Nation. You really need to understand the community behind all this. I'm telling you, it's very unique. Obviously, they had channel experience with what they're doing with their previous business, but not MSP experience. And I think if anybody knows, there's a difference, Sunny, right, between channel and MSP, it would be yourself, right? Yeah. And it was important that we really, truly understand the nuances for managed service providers. So ultimately, what we did and how we ultimately got to the point that we developed this platform and product to market is we went to all of those conferences as attendees, right? Met many of the people and the leaders in those at those events and the MSPs and actually other vendors as well, and really understanding, building our deeper understanding inside of Atacama. We were also building relationships with what we ultimately call design partners. So we put together a team of 30 managed service providers, all different sizes and shapes, right? Everything from somebody with 300 endpoints to organizations with 30, 40,000 endpoints. And franchise model, people focused on finance, financial organizations, organizations that were more horizontal and served not necessarily a specific industry, literally across the board, right? Across those 30, because we didn't want to develop a platform for a particular vertical. And we wanted to make sure that it could be leveraged across the wide array of different types of MSPs. And so that's what we did. We engaged with those organizations for 18 months, literally, right? I mean, we're software developers. We're not MSPs. I can't say that I've run an MSP. I led sales engineering and partner success at Kaseya. Did that up to and through their acquisition by Insight. So lots of really cool learnings along the way. But I have not run an MSP. I know a lot of the pains associated with it because, in my opinion, RMM was very foundational to the pivot that this group has made, and this community has made, for sure. And that was fun. Really helping organizations shift from the world of break fix, right? Ultimately, from break fix world to really manage services. I mean, you were there, Sunny. You were a Kaseya customer in 2005. You were before me, right? I was 2008. But it was that we would have to roll trucks and go to our customers. Yeah. There's only so much that you can do if that's the world that we had to live in. And so I think when we got to the point where RMM came to market and MSPs could truly grow their business, I should say scale. There's a huge difference, right? Something that entrepreneurs need to understand. They're probably living it every day. There's a huge difference between growth and scale, right? Yeah. Growth is, I go get a new customer and I better find another tech. I go get another customer, I better find another tech. That's growth. Yep. But scale is when you get another customer, you don't have to necessarily add to payroll. Get another customer, not add to payroll, right? Yeah. That scale for our industry didn't really happen until they adopted RMM, right? Yeah. Where we could drop an agent into the network, scan the network, get all the devices together, be able to manage them remotely, no VPN required. That was the game changer. That was really that first revolution. And I will call it that. It was the first revolution in our industry. Yes. So why do I share all of that? Why is this whole concept of what I'm talking about, RMM, how does that relate to what we're doing here at Atacama? It relates because the browser is the new endpoint, man. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. It's the new endpoint. Everything is in the browser, right? What we do and how we manage endpoints today with our RMM tools and that type of stuff, you need the same capabilities in the browser. I would even venture to say it's even more important because the types of things that are happening in the browser, right? There's a lot happening in the browser. First of all, how often are you in the browser? Nearly all day, right? In the SMB space, everything's moved to the cloud. Everything, right? Customer relationship management is in the cloud. Human capital management is in the cloud. Financials is in the cloud. ERP is in the cloud. And all of that stuff is accessed in the browser. Yep. So if I'm going to do something, frankly, it's got to have impact. It's got to have purpose. I'm sort of out of that ambition phase of my life. I'm in a purpose phase of my life. And when I got a chance to really engage with the executive team here at Atacama, I saw something that I hadn't seen since Kaseya in 2008. And that's an opportunity to significantly revolutionize this industry again. And that's what's happening right now with browser security, man. It's a big deal.
So browser is the new endpoint. I love it, the way you described it. Now, so when you talk to your MSP partners, right? So you talk to a lot of partners. What are the common challenges that you see in the channel, and how are you addressing those challenges?
I think really the biggest challenge is awareness of the importance of the browser. And I put myself in that camp. When I first started talking with Atacama back in 2022, I was like, I don't get it. What do you mean? And then it seems like the light bulb goes on, right? When people start thinking, wait a second, what am I doing in my browser? I'm accessing company data. I'm downloading stuff. I'm uploading stuff. I'm typing in passwords, right? I'm extending my browser capabilities with things like browser extensions. And there's really nothing securing it. There's nothing really looking at what people are doing within those browsers. So it's sort of like the wild, wild west. It really is. It's pretty crazy. But once the light bulb goes on, and that's what I'm out on a mission to do, is turn the ball on. Just say, look, just stop. You're thinking about everything. At this point, we have to evolve. And this is the revolution. It's the browser. It's not going away. SaaS is not a fad. How are you protecting the browser? Because your users, your clients are in it all day long. And all of those things are risks, right? You've got to have that visibility just like you do with the endpoints. So what are we doing? We're preparing the channel for where the world is going. The world is going to the cloud, and the SMB is leading the charge. And I will tell you, Sunny, most people are entering their credentials into their computers and using their MFA, hopefully they have MFA enabled, to get access to the browser, period. It's where they're going. And this is, like I said, the next revolution. So what are we doing with the channel? We're helping the channel prepare for what's next and make sure that we do that safely.
Yeah. And how can MSPs monetize this with their customers?
The way that you monetize this, first of all, is you bring it to your client, right? And you do an assessment, a browser security assessment. You drop it into their network, right? It brings back all kinds of data that gives you the information you need to have a data-driven conversation with the client about the issues that you see, security issues that you see, whether it's poor passwords that people are using, visiting websites that they shouldn't, people that are downloading things that they should or shouldn't, right? People spending time on sites that they should or shouldn't, right? I know we talk a lot about security being protecting from the bad guys and all of that stuff. The reality is one of the most dangerous things for an SMB is an unproductive employee. And especially in the world of in the world of an SMB and people working in hybrid or remote environments, right? And if you can highlight potentially productivity challenges, you can do the right things to help the organization stay on track from a productivity standpoint. How do we do that? Because everything's in the browser. We see all of it, and we pull it together in a multi-tenant platform that allows you to be able to easily show the client, what you're seeing and what your recommended policies are that you would want to enact based on what you see, right? Yeah. That is the game changer. That's the game changer.
Yeah, and if you are as an MSP, this is your strategic advantage as well, because when you do your discoveries, when you do your assessments, right? Because you are the trusted advisor, and when your customer or potential customer, they see that in your assessment, you're looking at things from the browser lens as well. It gives you that edge. It gives you like more of that you're a forward thinker. You're doing something that a lot of your competitors are not doing, and it gives you that unique edge to make sure that you win that deal. My last question here, Alex, is everything that in the channel now is AI is one of those buzzwords. And what is the impact of AI in the solution that you have? Like, how are you thinking about AI, uh, embedding or incorporating AI into your solution to kind of make sure that you are AI powered solution?
Yeah, sure. So, as you can imagine, we have just a tremendous amount of telemetry, right?
Mhm.
All kinds of things. When you think about what we have and how we help organizations understand how people are using their browser, how people are using their time, how we can protect them, all that good stuff, it's massive. And so, really, you have to use AI, and we're developing this to be able to provide insight to the MSP and the business owner on things like aberrant behavior. Because of how our platform works, we have a baseline. We understand what's typical activity for a user. Guess what? We can tell when that activity is abnormal. When somebody starts downloading a bunch of files, when somebody starts uploading a bunch of files, when somebody starts visiting sites they shouldn't, right? That type of stuff. That is one of the areas that will leverage AI, because that we need to we need to be able to do that effectively, and we need to do it without causing a bunch of false positives, right, Sonny? I'm sure you remember the days of, of network monitoring in the day where it was like, wow, you might as well just turn it off because everything's an alert,
Yeah.
right? You can't do that with what we're doing. So we're going to leverage AI to the next level. Now, I will tell you, with regards to AI, how our partners are leveraging this platform today to be able to generate revenue, new clients, and new clients is because we can see what AI people are using, we can report on it. And I will tell you, one of our partners closed a deal with a prospect because he asked the question, how are you handling AI? Are you concerned about the risks of AI? And he said, we are concerned about it. We don't know exactly. We need a plan. We're working on it. But until then, we have a company-wide policy that you don't use AI. And he said, well, you know what I would suggest is let's do a browser audit. He did a browser audit, came back to that client in 2 weeks and said, hey, you got 7 people using ChatGPT for 14 hours. I think
14 hours.
we need to put some controls in place over the 2 weeks, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he thought that he had control by issuing the company-wide policy, but we can get visibility of that and then choose the action.
Yeah.
That action could be, let's train these people. Is this the AI that we want people using? Do we want people using ChatGPT? Which one do we want? Turn on the ones that we want, block out the others. So it all of what we do today is directly impacting the MSP to help monetize all of this that's happening around AI. Get your hands around it. Talk to the customers about it. Absolutely. If you don't, somebody else will. So you want to do that. And the browser security audit is a great way to have that data-driven conversation about AI.
Yes. I mean, that's a great example, Alex, where sometimes at the C level, we think, okay, this is policy and this, assuming that everyone is following it, everyone is in compliance. But when you understand the reality, which is different than what you think, and that's where the progress starts.
That
Every
is.
progress will start with understanding the reality. And I see that your solution helps C-level executives understand the reality of the landscape that they're dealing with.
Yes.
And that's a huge value. So thank you for coming to
Yeah.
the show, Alex. And if
Yeah.
people want to contact you, people want to find you, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you?
So the best way for sure is go to atacama.com. From there, there's a contact us form. You're welcome to reach out to me or any of us on LinkedIn as well. We have a presence on LinkedIn. Please connect with me. I would love to continue the conversation, Sonny, with anyone that's taking the time to watch this podcast. And I
Yeah.
hope I've sparked at least a flicker in people's minds about the importance of browser security. And we need to do this for our industry. This is a big deal. This is much bigger than Atacama, by the way. It's much bigger than Atacama.
Yeah.
So we just need people to take action, look at where this fits into their strategy, and differentiate themselves in the industry by putting a strategy around it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it definitely changed my perspective. When I just started looking at things very differently from the browser security point of view. My lens changed. My like overall the way I thought through things after talking to your team. So definitely, you making an impact. So thank you for your collaboration, your partnership with IT by Design community, and we truly appreciate you. And if you want to meet Alex, definitely go to LinkedIn, go to
or call my
you can
cell.
also,
You can call my cell. I'll take calls, man. 727-547-3372. This is a mission. This is a mission for me. I want to help MSPs, just like it happened back in 2008, to transform their business. This is happening now. So don't wait, because you want to lead this next second revolution. You want to lead it, and we'll help you do it.
Yeah, and you can also ping on my LinkedIn in case you're having difficulty. I will put you in touch with Alex and his team. Great team. And you can also come to Build It events to meet this team. They were there this year. They will be there next year. So you can come meet them in person at ITBD events. And Alex, I will be doing a mastermind. I'm going to all bigger cities. I will be coming to Michigan as well. And if people want to come meet Alex there, our clients in the Michigan area, they can come meet him there as well.
Yep.
Well, Alex, thank you, my friend. Thank you for coming to my show.
You bet. Thank you for having me, Sunny. Great to see you, man.
Thank you for watching Sunny's Silver Linings. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.